Hey, how the hell is it going? It is Rich. Welcome to the studio. And here we have a bunch of sketches, some examples of dynamic anatomy, and types of characters that I'm designing for my comic book Burst Code, or manga, however you want to classify it. Give me 1 second while I make sure everything's set up here. See if people start coming in. Pre-recorded. Hopefully you're seeing something right now. So I tried like putting in like an initial trailer thing. I'm not seeing it though. Let me know if you're seeing it. Are you just seeing sketches on my desk, or are you seeing like something else? Yeah, I'm live. All right, so I tried doing like a little trailer insert here. Guess it didn't work. Well, what's up, Roman? How you doing? I got my coffee. Got my sketches. Let me get comfortable real quick. How you doing, Roman? What's going on tonight? Thank you so much. All right, let's see. So what I got out here, figured I'd show you guys what I'm working on with my comic / manga, whatever. It's basically the same thing, but so I got some character design going on here of this electric Greek god kind of guy. And him next to the main character and some other characters for scale. He's supposed to be super imposing. Very tall and throwing lightning and stuff. Still fleshing him out. But here's some other sketches that I kind of combined, like these two and this one, to this pinup that I'm working on. Like this. Hopefully it'll look like one of those movie collage posters. So waiting in the lobby on Destiny. Not much showing out. Cool. How you like Destiny? Always wanted to play it, but I have like a video game problem, so I'm not even going near that one. That one looks really good. I've watched a lot of playthroughs, but and then here's just some other sketches. That's what tonight's going to kind of look like. So when I was a teenager, I just noticed I would play way too much video games, and if I wanted to take art seriously, I had to stop. So it's actually my love for art and wanting of being a comic book artist that I actually cut back on video games. Like I played way too much Halo. Let me zoom in. How's that? There we go. Ooh, never mastered hands and feet. Hands and feet are some of the toughest. Actually, I'll use this one. I really like how Rob Liefeld drew feet, just kind of like pizza slices, like that. And that's kind of a good start, right? Especially for comics and stuff. Everything's got to be simplified in very graphic kind of shapes so everybody can kind of understand the story and what's going on. This clarity is super important. But overall, it's not too bad. It's kind of a figure 8 thing going on with feet, but the lower one is obviously going to be the heel. It's going to be a little smaller. It's going to come in and come out. And then the outside of the foot is just gently curved. Inside has a bigger curve here and curves out. And then you just add on 5 toes. And usually add some shadow in this area between the ball of the foot, and then up here is where a lot of the weight is carried, obviously. As I'm sure you know. You know, where do your feet hurt most after a long day of, you know, walking or being on your feet? Usually right up here, here, and here. The 3 balls of your feet. So I usually like to draw this line here up top, even though you're going to add toes on, because the toes tend to be crammed and pushing in there. You're going to see a crease. Now that crease could be thinner and lighter and not so dark, but yeah. Oh, and guns. Yeah, you know, guns are a struggle. Interesting. Guns, you know, I do okay drawing guns by themselves, but in people's hands, then I struggle. I have to find reference. And if I can find reference, I can generally pull it off. Feet, I mastered pretty quickly, I gotta admit. Something about it just clicked, you know? It's the pizza slice thing that really clicked. And once it's all about narrowing it down. You start broad, narrow it down, and then you can broaden it out again and find your simplified language. Let's look at it from like the side, you know? You got the leg coming down here. Here's the ground. To do a ball. And it's kind of like a gentle arc here. And then there's going to be like a little bit of an arc here out. And then the ankle bone here. And there you go. Now this could be the outside of the foot or the inside of the foot, but if it's going to be the outside, tend to keep it flat or like a gentle curve. But if it's the inside of the foot, just make sure when that circle comes up, you're gonna add that arch support. So that's the general kind of proportions and shapes of it. Now adding shoes, that gets a little bit more complicated. Depends on what they're wearing, you know, boots or Nikes, and then you generally want to get some photo reference and figure out what exactly they're going to be wearing. I hate drawing shoelaces, so I'll avoid those at all costs. Lay in some nice shadows and figure it out from there. But shoes will generally follow that part, and then they'll kind of go up and then down, forward, and then the rest of that will generally follow the foot. Come out a little. You get to add some tread on the bottom, and that varies from shoe to shoe too. There's usually a tongue of the shoe. Goes down, something like that. And the tongue ends right here where it goes like that. So. Yeah, I do the buckle boot thing to avoid laces too. I hate it. And for anyone else here lurking in the chat, please click like, subscribe, ring the bell, yada yada, all that stuff. Really helps out the channel. And yeah, There we go. Want me to do some hand stuff too for you, Roman? Some quick stuff. I really like the easy shape language, like this pizza slice thing. For hands, I like drawing, so the simplest one for me is drawing a fist from the side. Like, let's say they have their fist clenched down at their side. It's kind of like this shape. You got the thumb and the finger. And then you can and then you can go in and detail it from there, you know, finger, yada yada. Yeah. So yeah, that first shape, I have no idea how to describe it, but it's kind of like if you have the rectangle there, you just add on like a pizza slice there. So you got two. And that's the simplest way for me to picture the hand. And I'll use the shape too, you know, if it's not a fist. You know, kind of works. And this is, you know, obviously general stuff. It's not always, you know, you're not sticking to this. This isn't the guidelines. It's just like a general cheat to help you get to the finish line. And the palm is a square, and then the fingers are another square. Let's say, you know, you're putting your hand up for a high five. Fingers are going to be equal length as the hand, and then you kind of add on a pizza slice for the thumb. You split that square in half, and then you kind of have the two sides of your palm like that. And then you kind of have this arch of pads here. But you don't want to follow that square shape that you did before. Now you want to add the arch in. And that kind of determines the length of each finger. Middle finger is the longest. Kind of making them kind of thick, so I'm trying to thin them out. All right. There you go. Should I zoom it in more? Or is this okay? No problem, Roman. Let me know if you have any more questions. Hands are super tricky because there's so many joints and ways to bend them. So yeah, it just requires a lot of practice. And it's like once you master that, you really stand out. So So what I'm going to do, I have this one, All New X-Men. This is probably like the last or the newest X-Men stuff that I've been reading. I really like Stuart Immonen on this All New X-Men stuff. So I'm going to look at this for just, you know, some dynamic anatomy kind of reference, some poses ideas, you know. When you're just looking at a blank paper, ideas never come to you. You got to kind of look out. So I'll be like, oh, good idea. Hand out stretch is kind of a lower angle. Some I might try like that. Magic standing here with their sword. So I might try something like that. And I'll just have that off to the side, just kind of as a loose idea or inspiration. So. Trying to figure out the balance here. And by that I mean like weight, how the weight is distributed and where it's shifted. Immonen made her very hippie. She's got wide hips. And in this case, Magic is just teleporting to the scene, so her feet are cut off. He obviously didn't want to draw them. One of those cheats. And if you're new in here, if you can, please. Oh, Jimmy Reyes, what's up, man? I was just looking at All New X-Men, Stuart Immonen. I didn't like Immonen that much on the Ultimate Spider-Man, but on this, I love his stuff. Very atmospheric, great shadows and silhouettes, great storytelling. And I can't do a whole lot of new comics, but this one, I absolutely loved. Look at this. I like that they brought back the original X-Men, you know. Yes, yeah, they went back in time to pick up the young versions of themselves, come back to the present, and then Bobby Drake, Iceman, is gay. I don't know who came up with that bullshit idea, but it just didn't make sense. The womanizer all that time. But I love this old Scott versus the young Scott. This huge power difference, even though you can't control it, yada yada. I really just buy comics for the art now, so. But he did some cool stuff here, you know, going when he does like some flashbacks, really cool border Alphonse Mucha kind of stuff. Look at this whole sequence here. That was pretty art. Very pretty. Hey, what's up, Sideburns? How you doing? I agree, it didn't make much sense, but man, I love how they find out what happens to them in the future. Definitely like Jean Grey new power up. Yeah, that was really interesting stuff. How Jean Grey tried to cope with that whole Phoenix Force thing, and oh my god, I'm dead. That was very interesting. Yeah, I don't think that whole spoilers thing should apply to this. This is years old now. Years. What is this? 2013? That's... Holy shit, 2013. It's 10 years old now. Published in all new X-Men 105. First printing was 2013. Holy shit. We're fucking old, man. This was 2013. Holy crap. This book is older than my kid? This is insane. Yeah, I pretty much stopped collecting after this too. I really liked the art, and the story was pretty good, up to a certain point. But is this Bendis too? Yeah, Bendis I guess came back for this. And I'm changing this character quite a bit from like the actual look in the book. I just look at the poses for ideas, and then I'll often change them significantly. I'm going to change this sword a lot. Change the hair, yada yada. X-Men don't die now, and the storyline is all over the place. What the hell? Yeah, they don't die now, and the storyline's all... Dude, the last I heard was like, oh my god, there was some sort of gala, and they all dressed up real fancy and had a real boring story together. That was the last I fucking heard of it. I'm done. Which is a real shame, because when I was growing up, I wasn't like a comics book fan. I was just an X-Men fan. I read every title with an X in it. That was it. I thought they were the coolest thing. I liked the Justice League cartoon and the Batman animated. I loved all the DC animated stuff. And, well, I liked the 90s Spider-Man too. But as far as comics went, I was primarily just anything with an X. Like Extreme X-Men when that first came out. Salvador LaRocca, Chris Claremont. Like there was some, it looked like watercolor. That was amazing. That blew my mind. The early 2000s comics, 90s and early 2000s. That was my prime right there. Oh, and this guy right here. Fucking Joe Mad. Yeah, this is awesome. I found this recently, like what was it, like a thrift shop or antique store? So that's where I go shopping for comics now. Secondhand places. Yeah, I feel like half of my stream is just me showing off comics and art books that I got, and then the other half is me like actually drawing. But dude, I liked comics and then I saw Joe Mad, and that made me want to draw comics. That's Chris Pachalo. Awesome. Anyway. Wait, they got resurrected through giant seeding pods that transfer their memories over, no consequences. Got very boring. Yeah. When there's no consequences, yeah, life gets very boring, and then, you know, it's like when you have no purpose. No purpose and no meaning. That's when, you know, mental illness starts. Yeah. Hey, if you're new here, go and like, subscribe, ring the bells and whistles, all that shit. Really helps the stream. Also, I have my own manga. It's called Burst Code. It's on Amazon right now, issue 0. It's only 10 pages, so it's only $1. Real cheap. If you guys want to try it out. Yeah. Ooh, here's another one I like to look at for inspiration. Ghost in the Shell. Shiro Masamune just blows everybody out of the water. He was doing 3D art basically before anybody else. Like, a significant amount of this is like 3D assets and stuff that he made himself and put into this. But I really like the traditional art pages here. Look at this. I don't see poses like this anywhere else. Look at that. She's got this leg like all the way hyperextended over her shoulder. Her upper body's twisting this way. It's nuts. Like, without the fan service, it's just nuts. I think it's really this manga that made me want to do screen tones on mine. Just what he's conveying with black and white and screen tones kind of blew my mind. I was like, he's doing more. He's conveying more than some new comic artists that I've seen with like full color, and I'm just blown away. So yeah, that's what I always got on my desk. I've heard his Appleseed is great. I have not seen I've seen the manga. I've seen like screenshots and images, but I need to buy it. I don't have it. Ooh, what I do have. No, I'm not going to get up and get it. An Old Dominion comic that I found like an antique store. Somebody, I don't know. Hold on, I gotta find it. Yeah, Appleseed's fucking awesome. I like the anime a lot. Shit. I'm not going to be able to find it. It's somewhere buried in my stacks, but I don't remember the last place I had it. Yeah, Appleseed and Ghost in the Shell are pretty similar, I think, as far as the whole cyberpunk genre, which he basically created. So, just kind of insane. I usually like to do like a line for the shoulder and hips, and man, I really love the artist that drew Ninja Scroll anime movie. Yep, that type of artwork drew me as a kid. Hell yeah. One of the dude that did the artwork for Vampire Hunter D, the last movie release. I was a little too young for Vampire Hunter D when it came out. Like, I think I saw it and I was like, ooh, creepy. And I wasn't into creepy stuff. I recently saw some Vampire Hunter D from another YouTube channel, and I was like, oh yeah, I forgot all about that thing. And I saw some of the Sakuga from that movie, which is when like the animation quality jumps suddenly. You know, you go from like kind of typical animation to all of a sudden, like just amazing animation. It was the Sakuga from Vampire Hunter D, and I was like, I gotta find that, and it's not on any of the streaming services that I have. So I might just have to find it kind of illegally on YouTube somewhere. But it looks amazing, and apparently there's like a whole lore. There's novels about it too. I'm like, I feel like that's something I need to get into now. Bloodlust. I'm gonna have to check it out. Bonsai Pop. That's the channel I found out about it on. Bonsai Pop. They do some great like anime breakdowns and real intellectual kind of anime discussion stuff. A lot of like punk rock analogies to things, and they're real interesting. Real interesting. I like them. For the most part, sometimes they bring, you know, their politics into stuff, and I'm like, shit, come on. But for the most part, they're good. I don't know what this lady's doing, but her hands are up. Don't shoot. Don't shoot. I really like emphasizing the rib cage. Not to body shame anybody around here, but you always got the clavicle that kind of connects right up into the shoulder line there. Yeah, politics ruin the landscape sometimes. Yep. The new gimmick is to make everything rainbow. Yeah, it is super lazy writing. It is, and I don't, you know, you can just sense the pandering, and that's probably the most disrespectful thing, you know. Like, I have friends who are gay, LGBT, and they don't really like it either, which is surprised me when I first heard him say that. But yeah, they'll still watch it. They're like, I gotta give it a chance. I'm hoping, and they they give it a chance. And sometimes they surprise me. They're like, nah, I kind of like that one. I'm like, I didn't. I think that was stupid. They're like, yeah, it was stupid, but just sometimes you have your own personal biases, and you're like, yeah, but I like it anyway. But for the most part, they don't like the pandering either. I'm like, I don't know why these companies do this stupid shit then. It's starting to become more transparent, and people generally don't like it. I am not Japanese. Nito Sol. No. What other anime are you guys watching right now? I don't know who this is. I'm just like adding random details as I go. I really always enjoyed like the character development and like the character design part. It's always been really fun for me. As a kid, I always enjoyed like making up my own X-Men characters and giving them powers and names and stuff. So for a while, I wasn't even trying to pursue comics. I was like, wow, I'm really going to pursue this thing called character design and concept art. And that was really fun and exciting for a while. I never did anything professionally in those fields, but I thought it was a hell of a lot of fun. There's some really good books out there and websites and YouTube channels to learn stuff. Like ArtStation is a really good one. Every artist on there's way too damn good, and they'll make you feel like crap. But it's amazing. The stuff that some people do. And I actually got to the point where I was like, man, this is just... It was kind of depressing seeing how good some of these people are. And, but then also, I reached a point where I was like, wait, this almost feels like... I don't know. It got to a point of realism that I was like, that's not what I want to do at all. it's almost like photo bashing, or there's just a lot of photography uses and texture importing that just seem to take away from a lot of craft and stuff that I thought they were doing, and it cheapened it. It cheapened it for me. I kind of got disillusioned with it, so I didn't really pursue it any further. I don't watch any at the moment. Was very big on DBZ. Saga Clash on Titan. And that One Punch Man piqued my interest. Yeah, time constraints will keep you from watching anime. That's for sure. A lot of life. By Clash on Titan, do you mean Attack on Titan? DBZ, I liked when I was a kid. Didn't watch it much after, like, I don't know. Once Naruto and Bleach came around, I was more into those. Yeah, Attack on Titan. I can't get past the art on it. For some reason, and I don't know what the justification is for this, the manga has crappy art. I guess it's a great story, but the manga artist is like, he's brand spanking new, and he's doing what he can, and it looks like shit. And for some reason, Production IG, one of the best animation studios in the world, they did the anime version of Ghost in the Shell, all of the anime versions of Ghost in the Shell, the awesome movies, Standalone Complex, the anime, they did all that. And they did Attack on Titan, and I'm like, how do you do that? Like, why would you do that? Just make it even better, You can change the art a little more to make it even better. Come on. Oof, that bothers me. I can't even watch Attack on Titan. My buddy loves Attack on Titan. She also likes Demon Slayer, and I'm like, I can't. I gave it a decent shot, but there's two really stupid characters in Demon Slayer that I just can't. I think there would be a fold there. So this chick's wearing a flannel over some sort of suit with like a 3/4 sleeve here. I was thinking of like a sci-fi character. But maybe we'll do like a Ghost in the Shell kind of character, cyberpunk. The rotoscoping animated movie are fantastic, as well as, for example, Fire and Ice. Dude, Fire and Ice is amazing. Absolutely. I think it was like a year ago now, I went to the Frazetta Museum in Pennsylvania, and that one's run by Frank Jr. And it was phenomenal. One of the most exciting times of my life, I kid you not. Frank Jr. let me sit in his chair, Frank Frazetta's chair. And I fucking wheeled around in that thing all over the fucking museum, sketching Frazetta stuff. It was insane. Yeah, Frazetta's the fucking goat, and I got to sit in his chair. It's awesome. you follow me on Instagram, if you go back just a little bit, I got pictures of me sitting in Frazetta's chair at Frazetta Museum. It's awesome. It's in Stroudsburg, PA, which is honestly like a 3-hour drive from where I am. So I've been wanting to go for years, and I finally got a chance. I had to like make, arrangements. I told my wife, I was like, listen, she wanted a dog, right? She's like, it's either a baby or a dog. And I was like, well, you can't have a baby, right? You already had 2, and you had C-sections, okay? And I'm already at my limit with these dogs. We have 2 dogs. She wanted a 3rd dog. And I was like, okay, you can have a dog, but I get to go to the Frazetta Museum, right? That was the deal. And I got to take a day off from the wife and kids and go to the Frazetta Museum. Oh, this boy's carrying a flame lit. Very cool, man. Thank you. Thank you. I try. But anyway, yeah, Frank Jr., I was the only one in the museum. And Frank Jr. was just answering questions. He let me sit in his dad's chair at the easel, and I was rolling around the museum in the chair. It's also kind of sad because there were only 2 other people that showed up that day, and they lived across the street. They had no idea who Frank Frazetta was. They were like, no, we just had the day off. Figured we'd come over here as like an older couple. And then they looked at me. I was like, oh, I'm from like 3 hours away. I'm really excited to be here. They're like, what? I was like, you don't know where you live? Like you live right across from like the Masters Museum, dude. And they were like, I don't get it. I was like, man, I really hope the museum doesn't close down. It seemed like it got almost no traffic. I was like, that's sad. The one in Florida seems to be doing a lot better, at least from what I've seen on Instagram. But yeah, Frank Jr. and his wife run the one in Stroudsburg. And that was incredible. I can't wait to go back there again. If I can ever afford to take a day off, I will. Yeah, they must have been shocked Frank lives on tons of artists' hearts, bro. Yeah. Yeah. Dude, let me see what I got like 3 Frank Frazetta books. I got 3 Frank Frazetta books. I want another one with, I think there's one that's just his ink drawings. Yeah, I got Rough Work. Just literally just all of his rough work. Watercolor studies before he actually does like the finished piece. This one is beautiful. But yeah. Yeah. Dude, I was on a fucking kick after I came back from that museum. I was super inspired, and look at this. Just creates so much volume and beauty with just black lines. Just pen work. I'm pretty sure it's brush. Pretty sure. And this is what I strive for. And we also got the Frazetta sketchbook. A lot of sketches next to some finished stuff. That early stuff. Working on some pulp comics. Let me know if you guys want to see just a video on my Frank Frazetta stash. So maybe I'll do that too. And this is the Icons book, you know. This has all the finished stuff. Ooh, I actually got this one. I got this print. Surprised that I just... Look at this. above where I'm working. I'm just swinging this around and I'm way too zoomed in on this, but uh-oh, strokes. I got this print framed up right above my art desk. Alright, I swear that's the last time I'll mess with the zoom. Oh dude, this ink work, man. This was in the museum that I went to. This one was up there. Just blew my mind. Seeing this actually in person was amazing. Love it. Love it. Anyway, let's get back to drawing. Let me put this shit back. I think I have an equal amount of art books on Gimli. Like, just to be honest. Alright, let me pull my shit back up. And if you're new in the chat, go ahead and like this video and subscribe, yada yada, all that stuff. Every little bit helps. And is that? Let me know if you think I should zoom in more. I just don't want to mess with the zoom too much and make this stream terrible, but let's just clean up some of these shapes down here. Yeah, I have a weird balance of influences, you know, a lot of anime, a lot of manga, and then I have stuff like Frank Frazetta, John Buscema, Sal Buscema. And I'm like, where do I pull all this shit from, you know? Like, how am I supposed to balance all this together, find the right, you know, combination of stylistic influences and stuff, you know? Like all these artists that I look at are great, you know? And it's like, how do you choose what to take from who? And hope that it balances well, you know? Controversial take, but my favorite X-Men artist was Jim Lee. Yeah. I know he repeated a lot of facial features and body builds, but come on, bro. They looked fire. He's definitely one of my favorite X-Men artists. Yeah, for sure. I say one just because I have some ties, you know? Joe Mad and Salvador LaRocca. I guess Stuart Emoto's pretty fucking good too. I mean, I just had him out here. But I definitely have a bigger collection of Jim Lee and Joe Mad. I really liked Adam Kubert. Nobody really talks about the Kubert brothers, you know, only Joe Kubert. But the Kubert brothers, their 90s stuff was pretty fucking awesome too. And shit. There I go again, back to the shelf, pulling stuff out. Hold on. Yeah, this one's one of my favorite comics, man. Juggernaut versus Wolverine in the bar. We all know this pinup. Come on. We all know this spread. You know before I even get to it, I'm sure. I'm sure of it. This. Come on. That's iconic. Epic. We've all seen it. Come on. Kubert killed it. Look at that. Just a little detail down there. Get up here on the arms. Dude. Yeah. I think the Kuberts were, well, I think Andy inked them. Pretty sure. Right? Didn't they usually work together? Adam Kubert. No, this is Dan Green, Matt Ryan. You got Cyber in here. It's very, very emotive faces. They were not standard by any means, but yet, you know, managing the realism with the comic book, you know, and extreme dynamics here. Come on. Anyway, I could go on forever just analyzing comic book art, but yeah, that's one of my favorite comics right there. Not sure where I'm going with this chick's costume design. But a belt is mandatory. Is this even going the right way? Pretty sure it is. I'll go with lesser angle though, like that. You know what? What if there was a cyberpunk X-Men comic? Would that just be Days of Future Past? No. It's not cyber enough. I think that would be an interesting concept. Cyberpunk X-Men, you know? Age of Apocalypse? No, not really. I feel like that's just more dystopian, and cyberpunk implies more of internet agey kind of thing. Singularity has occurred, and I don't know how those two would actually overlap. You know, you have the mutations and stuff meeting a future where the singularity has happened. I don't know. How would that story been presented? Okay, Okay, so singularity happens, and if you just merge Ghost in the Shell with X-Men, I guess. I don't know. I would imagine a lot of mutants being hated would either go to the internet and becoming a cyberized brain, cyber brain, to live forever and try to escape and find their own niches and pockets of safe spaces and servers, in the net. Or they would totally get away from the net because there's so much hate, and people are online, they just get even worse with their opinions. So they would probably just go further away from the net. I don't know. Might not. That probably isn't as interesting a concept as I initially thought. I don't know. God, I can only imagine the Sentinels with all those mode enhancements hunting down mutants. Yeah, that would be insane. I think technology advances exponentially is the stat that I heard from like actual technologists and computer developers. Like the computing power is exponentially getting greater. Exponentially. Which is why like the computing power on Apollo 11 is like nothing we got now, right? Because of this exponential growth. It was something like every 2 years the computing power of everything like doubles, which is insane. Biological sentinels, exactly. That'd be creepy. And then you would have people with cyber brains getting hacked, and they would have to have, better defensive measures. I feel like you would just still have Wolverine, and he would be like, keep that thing out of my head. And nobody could even get to his skull because of his adamantium. And he would just be like, computers are stupid. And none of that stuff would even matter to him. Wouldn't make much of a difference. Except for the Sentinels being far stronger and greater, computing and programming abilities, biological, component to it. Although Sentinels may get, their own personalities and develop their own sentience. Could be good or bad. I actually had this idea for like a series of drawings. It's anime characters if they were designed by Rob Liefeld, and it was just like Inuyasha with all these pockets and spikes all over him. It was hilarious. But it's something that I always think about. I'm like, that's still a good idea. I should do more of that. But I just haven't gotten around to it, man. Just giant shoulder pads. All these anime characters. I think it would be pretty funny. Magneto would have a field day with all those implants. Yeah, you fucking would. Ripping them all out. Dude. Magneto would just be very, very overpowered at that point. Unless, all these chips and machines were made of silicone, right? I'm embarrassed to say I still Love Rob's Pouch overkill artwork, man. Yeah, yeah, it's weird. It's still appealing, and I think it's something to do with like nostalgia and how our brains are wired. I think it really has something to do with just nostalgia. Sometimes I still like to do these leg straps with pouches, and 90s just can't, I just can't leave the 90s. Rob Liefeld's Brigade had a big effect on me as a kid. So I guess I should amend my earlier statement. I read everything with an X in it and an image icon on it. So, and all the Liefeld stuff was just like over the top, and you know, veins, giant muscles, and women with big boobs. So, just looks so good. Yeah, dude. I wonder. I know I recently got something too. Oh man. Yeah, hold on. Badrock was my favorite character that he made, but let me see here. Okay. Anybody see this thing? X-Force and Youngblood. Stephen Platt did the artwork on this. Insane. I recently had to find some Stephen Platt stuff. I was like, what the fuck ever happened to that guy? And I stumbled across this Marvel Comics and Image crossover. But this was before Stephen Platt was super good. But some stuff, I'm like, shit. That's just early Soul Saga stuff, man. I strive to draw shoes this cool. That's my goal right there. If I can do that, I can retire. Look at this. Dude, Stephen Platt, he's the man. But yeah, Badrock, Die Hard, here we go. Look, Stephen Platt drawing Cable, man. Can you get a better combo? And Badrock, come on. There's some other artists on here too. At some point it switches. Like right here, this isn't Stephen Platt. But yeah. Anyway. Oh, anybody ever see this? Wildcats and X-Men. This is fucking great. If you want to talk about Jim Lee, this is some of the best stuff I've seen from Jim Lee. Look at this. Look at this fucking... How many panels is this? This is the most panels on a page ever. It's a fan of some image works like Cyberforce. Yeah. Grifter was cool. I think so too. Not a big fan of his mask, but... Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Was this supposed to be another one? 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37. At least 37 panels on this page. I think he set a record, and I think that was all he was trying to do there. But yeah, anyway, this one is, let me see here. Got some Grifter in here. And he flirts with Jean Grey, and it's awesome. Scotty doesn't know. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Anyway, let's get back to this thing. Anyway, man, you keep getting me distracted, so. What do I think of gonzo artists like Meat Canyon? Like or dislike? What the hell is gonzo again? I know I've heard of it before, but I am not familiar. Let me do a quick Google. Show me the fucking Muppet. Meat Canyon. That sounds dirty. Is gonzo art this weird, abstract kind of style? That looks weird. Just like pop art. Just looks like pop art to me. I'm not a big fan of it. Yeah, distorted parody art styles. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not digging it too much. About as weird as I get is Sam Keith. Sam Keith, and yeah, he's as weird as it gets for me. And I can only do Sam Keith because his line work is beautiful. Like, he's one of my, ideal inkers. He's great. Mad Max. I think so. It's like Max with 2 X's. I don't think it was called Mad Max. I think it was just called The Max, right? Yeah, and I'm not a big fan of The Max. I loved his Marvel Presents stuff. He did like a few Wolverine, like Wolverine Presents, and just the texture that he can get with his work is amazing. And he really jumps around from stylistic to realistic, and it's almost like a Pixar thing, you know. If you look at Up, the characters, their anatomy and proportions are not realistic at all, but the rendering and level of detail and texture makes it feel realistic, and that's kind of what he achieves with just black and white. And he does dabble with color, but for the most part, it's black and white. See if I can find this shit for you. I swear I'm coming back. Give me 1 sec. Nope, can't find it. But I did find Shiro Masamune Dominion. Yeah, to do with a single claw on each hand, purple costume. Yeah. Really kind of weird. I don't understand the full concept, but yeah. Dude, big Shiro Masamune fan. Those, man, they're just able to convey so much energy and speed and force. Just black and white, some screen tones. Oh, look at this stupid character. Look at his head. That is one of the dumbest looking characters I've ever seen. But like, I'm totally I feel like I'm inside the story when he's fucking telling it. It's great. Although I think this is definitely one of his earlier works, because the Ghost in the Shell is, you can tell he's way more developed and polished. But yeah, very interesting stuff. Yeah, it was about her psychological depression, masterpiece, in my opinion. And that's cool. I've seen a lot of like breakdowns and like some YouTube videos on it, and it sounds kind of dark, and it's not my usual read, my usual kind of read, which is, you know, action-packed. But yeah, I would check it out almost solely just for his artwork. But he has a website. He's on Blogspot, something like that. Sam Keith, blogspot.com. You can find it. Just Google Sam Keith. His Blogspot's like one of the top results, and he's still posting on there like kind of semi-frequently. So yeah. Continue. I'll go through here, see if I can find. I'll keep this one Grifter. Yeah, that is a unique concept. Whole angle on for depression, and I don't want to get too dark on this stream, but what caused the depression and stuff, like it's insane. And I feel like he's, I don't know, to be writing about stuff that dark. He's got to have some experience with what's going on there, whether it's like personal or like close secondhand, which is pretty sad. I know quite a few people who have gone through that kind of stuff, and it's pretty fucking terrible. So yeah, it is a very interesting concept, though. You're right. Hey everybody, how's it going? If you haven't already, go and click the like button if you really want to help out the channel, and subscribe if you aren't. Every week we have a poll on my community tab on like what we're going to do on the next stream, and almost every week you guys vote for dynamic anatomy, but there's other stuff like working on my comic, or this week, what was the other one? An American comic character versus a manga comic character, and I would do like a pin-up or something, you know, whatever the characters were, we'd brainstorm, yada yada. Hey, Jimmy Reyes, do you ever have guest artists on with you? I haven't ever done that before, but I've never really been in a position to do that. Definitely open to it. If you or any other artists want to come on. I've tried to get on other people's streams. It just never really, like I was going to be on Joe Sontag's channel, but that fell through. He got like sick or something, and then he needed to catch up with the scheduling. I was going to talk with him about, you know, the comic and stuff, manga, whatever we're going to fucking call it. I was going to be on with John De La Rose. I was going to be on with him, and we just can't. He's like, yeah, whenever, you know, you see me streaming, just message me and I'll hook you up and get me in on the stream. But I just can never get in there when he's streaming. I just keep missing it. And then there's another one. Oh my god, it's K-pop Junkie. That's it. And we're just having scheduling issues there too because of my work schedule. It seems to be a lot different than everyone else's. So, but yeah, I'm not opposed to having people on my channel at all. If you're interested, Jimmy, you can go and just email me. Email me. You can look over on my info tab and I have an email there. We'll figure out something out if you want to. Or message me on Instagram. I would say message me on Twitter, but I'm not over there nearly enough. So find me on Instagram or the email. Clean this up a little bit. Something I like to do is like just create more arch in the bodies, like stick out the hips. Just kind of gives it more attitude and energy. And that's something I kind of figured out from Jim Lee. He did this on a drawing of Jenny Sparks. He just mentioned a little something that stuck with me like all these years. It's like one of his first videos on his channel. Jenny, it's like a 6-parter drawing Jenny Sparks, and there's like a giant gorilla head. But yeah, you just had her sticking out her hips, and it always kind of stuck with me. Looking great. Thank you, Roman. I always liked the Grifter mask. Something about it just made sense. It was almost like a bandana. He's just like pulling up or something, tying on, and then it's like a loose mask at the bottom. But like somehow strapped around this part, the top of his forehead. So it's tied up here, and you can see like, you know, the brows and, you know, some creases up here. But then it's just free flowing at the bottom. I always kind of liked that, but it really depended on the artist who was working on it too. Some of them just didn't, I don't know. I was like, it's such a good idea, and it looks badass when Jim Lee does it. How come when some of these other guys do it, just looks, you know, weird? I don't know. Nipples. view I have on my art is like slightly angled, so I feel like I'm making some things too long. Here we go. These pants are too low. Why didn't you guys say anything? His pants were too low. Jeez. You guys wanted to see his ass, didn't you? I knew it. Roman wanted to see his ass. Roman, you dirty dog. Trying to look at Grifter's butt. Let's see here. I always like it when they do like this multiple belt combo. You know, I feel like it always looks more dynamic and badass. So let's see what we can do here. But I don't like it when they do like two, you know, like X's going across the body. I don't really like that. I like it when it's like more asymmetrical. You know? If this is his body, you'll have the normal belt, and then you'll have like one going across like that, or going the other way. But yeah, personal preference, but that's what I like. That kind of looks cooler. You guys like Brett Booth? Brett Booth is one of my favorite artists. I've loved him since the 90s. So, one of my favorite superheroes is Backlash. And I don't know what exactly stands out about him. I think it's something about his costume design really stood out to me. But Brett Booth is also a fantastic artist, always has been, and there was like a good 10 years when he was just gone from comics. It's like, what the hell happened to this guy? And I was always looking out for him, and then he suddenly came back, and he's like the shit now. But I love this guy. I almost liked him more than Jim Lee back in the day. But some of his style choices with his faces tend to look just kind of flat to me. But for the most part, he was a great artist. Especially when it came to straps and all the pockets and detailing. Yeah, great stuff. If you are new here, we are drawing, we're working on dynamic anatomy, drawing Grifter right now. And abs are really fun. Anyone else like drawing abs in here? Like, I could spend all day just drawing abs and torsos and making up all these muscles in here. Yeah, head and body come easy for me. It's just those pesky hands and feet. Yep. All trash and tire works when the hands come off horrific. That's how bad it gets for me. Yeah. Dude, hands are, they're very hard to learn, but it's like once you get them, right? And then it's like, and once you get them, you will want to draw them more, right? So we're drawing some veins in there. And I know no one asked, but I'm using a Pentel 0.9 pencil. A little on the thicker side, but I love it. And when it comes to hands, you want to look at Joe Mad. I'm serious. Like, ignore every other artist. Look at Joe Mad. Great thing about Joe Mad in his hands is that he tends to do just the way he draws them. They're a little more geometric and way more easier to understand. So honestly, if you look at him, he breaks them down pretty well, and he makes the knuckles chunky. Like all the knuckles are squarish, kind of. It's super cool the way he does the emphasis. This is an early issue. Let's see. When he polishes up his style, I'll show you. My favorite things I got: Battle Chasers Anthology. Look at these hands. It's kind of what I'm talking about. Look at these fingers over here. Just look at the way he draws the knuckles, man. It's hard for me to verbalize exactly what he's doing. If Jimmy's here, maybe he'll know what I'm trying to say even better, but just the way he emphasizes the knuckles and makes it easier to understand. The proportions of everything are easy enough to do. You know, stick to those building blocks that I told you. Square for the palm, square for the finger, and then find the arch. Those proportions are easy enough. And then when it comes to, you know, understand the knuckle shapes, it's going to help you out a lot. You know what? Exaggerate it, you know, like this. Here you go. It's this kind of Y shape. The finger gets skinnier in the middle and then wider at the knuckles. Something about that just made them easier for me to understand. And then just after you've exaggerated enough, you can then start getting realistic again and deeper in your understanding. And then, yeah, and then stylize it again once you've got it mastered. All right, how we doing here? Stream looking okay, Roman? Awesome. Still up drinking coffee. I probably shouldn't be. I got to go work tomorrow, but we'll work on cleaning up this hand. Oh, you know what? I think we were talking about this earlier. You were talking about guns and hands, and this is a good point to bring up the Joe Mad Knuckles thing. But yeah, I can draw guns individually, and then when you put them into people's hands, it gets a little bit more difficult. I struggle with them if they're long barrel. If it's a handgun, no problem. But if it's like a long barrel requires two hands, it's a real struggle for me. So that's something I'm working on. But so yeah, on this one, I'm going to zoom in for you so you can see what I'm talking about with the knuckles. See if it'll clear up. Kind of, but not really. All right. So Joe Mad tends to he has these curves to the knuckle like that. It's almost like a figure eight to the knuckle. And then it gets skinny and then pops back out. To the tip of the finger, like that. This is how Joe Mad exaggerates it, obviously. But something about doing this really helped me understand the finger better, and then move on from there. Okay, you know what? I still wouldn't call myself an expert with hands, but I've come a long way. We'll say that. Come a long way. I'm not afraid of them. I'll tell you that. Not afraid. I embrace them, and I do what I can, I guess. Now this is kind of from a side-ish angle, so changes it a little bit. So we got something like that. Almost looks like two balls there, but yeah. Got those two shapes, these two lines for the knuckles. Comes out, skinny again. Those lines again, and you got the fingertip. Kind of get skinny again, and then fat in the middle of it, of this stretch, and then you got diamond-shaped knuckles. So when this knuckle here, first of all, let's say that we're drawing a fist coming at us. You got two arching lines for this hand, and then a thumb on the bottom. And you connect it like that. All right. I'm going to divide this up into 4, right? Knuckles always sharp, unless you're drawing the fatter character, then it's going to be more rounded knuckles. But those got kind of a diamond shape to them like that. Kind of made them too long there. Do some more like that. The thumb comes out to about almost the end of this middle finger. It's more like the middle, right? Something like that. And they kind of curve oddly too. You can see that. They kind of curve down and away. So you got interesting shapes like that going on as well. You got that little line, slightly curved. There you go. Yeah, the pinky kind of hides. Thank you, thank you. God tier compared to my current skill set. Don't worry about it. Once you pick up these things, the progression happens real fast. So I'll zoom back out. Oops. Yeah, Joe Mad's awesome. I just love his style, and I'm at this point where I want to combine, like, I don't want to say I want to be exactly like Joe Mad, but I want to be somewhere between like Frank Frazetta and like Capcom style art, which is basically Joe Mad. I have to figure out how to do without being Joe Mad. But Ed Benez is another great one, and he blends the two styles beautifully as well, but in a completely different way than Joe Mad, which is amazing. And not that I want to send you all away from my channel, but Ed Benez also has his own YouTube channel. His streams are entirely in Spanish, but he is a master. Here's a hand we were just talking about. Yeah. We'll just clean this up a little bit more, and then we'll move on to another one. Anyone know what Stephen Platt's up to nowadays? I know we just did like a cover for Batman or something, but is he coming back to comics at all? I know he found like more money doing a story, but came back to do a few covers. So I'd imagine he wants to do more. But I always wonder about these guys, like when they leave or just disappear for a little while, like what happened. I wonder what percentage of it is like, oh, comics just weren't paying enough for them, or like if they just got a bad reputation, you know, hard to work with, or if something else happened, like they just decided, you know, they're not going to do this, or found their passion in concept art or something. Like Talent Caldwell. What happened to him? I have no idea. He was another one who was kind of had a Joe Mad, strong Joe Mad inspired style. He worked on Wildcats, and I remember he wasn't particularly fast, but he made decent living just doing con sketches, I think. But I haven't heard anything from that guy in a long time. I'm actually really digging this one. Break out the 0.5. Just gonna put those over there. Gonna detail some nipples just for you, Roman. Some chest hair for the big sexy boy. It's my personal opinion, you can't have a masculine superhero character without chest hair, right? Personal opinion, but Sorry, Roman, I'm tired. I get real weird when I'm tired. And, real weird. It's not even the weekend, bro. Yeah, it's my weekend, though. That's the thing. I am not on a normal schedule. Not at all. I own my own business, so. But we're open on the weekend, so Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and yeah. So today's Monday. It's my first day off, but. Just up at midnight. It's not my usual thing. I'm usually up early in the morning. It was a long weekend too. In a good way. Like a lot of sales. Doing good stuff. Big moves. But it was fucking long. A lot of hours. So now here we are. It's Monday, my weekend, and it's getting weird. Also, I'm a veteran. We just tend to have weird senses of humor, so. Alright, let's get some character recommendations. What character's next, guys? We did this random sci-fi girl, Grifter, hands and feet. We've looked at a shit ton of comics and Frank Frazetta. Ooh, Zealot. Good one. Sticking with the Image characters. Just try to find some Who's inspiration. What about this one, like a jumping pose? Damien King, message retracted. No. What was it? I'm thinking about something like that. Definitely fun stream, bud. Thank you, Roman. Thank you. trying my best to entertain and educate, you know? Dude, like, this is crazy stuff that Brett Booth did that just blew my mind. What? What's going on all around here? Insane. Tears off this guy's head. It's nuts. Damien King, what did you say? Come on. Let me know. Yeah, Kubert's artwork was just so much fun. Iconic. Ooh. That's a cute pose. Oh, Red Hood. Okay. I like it. Red Hood. He's a newer character too. But let's see. Let's see. Do you think we can do something with Red Hood and Zealot? Maybe I'll turn it that way. Maybe Red Hood versus Zealot. That could be fun. Let me see if I can find some reference. I know I can. This, by the way, is one of my favorite newer comics, Batman Superman. What was it? Volume 2. Because you got the best artists in here. You got Brett Booth, right? You have... Where's he at? Where's he at? You got Brett Booth. You got Jay Lee. Look at this. Brett Booth and Jay Lee. Come on. Look at this. Beauty. But you also got Kenneth Rockefort in here too. That's not Kenny though. That was someone else doing. Kenny. So Kenneth Rockefort, Brett Booth, and Jay Lee. Come on. And this is someone else. I don't know who that is. They had quite a few fill-ins. Not quite a few. I think there's like one or two. But come on, look at that shit. But I pulled this out because I know Red Hood's in here, and I need the reference. For some reason he has swords in this issue. Is that a normal thing? Red Hood usually have like some lightsabers. I don't know. I like this. He's got a coat. Alright. Is that it? Do I remember him just for this brief appearance in it? Interesting. Not sure I like Red Hood's character concept, but never was a fan. DC too much, just admire their artwork. Too many mans and women's for the name of their heroes in DC. Oh, too many like Superman, Batman, and mans and womans in the names. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Seemed a little like stale in naming stuff. Just, I don't know, almost kind of lazy. But they were also some of the first superheroes, so it was just, I don't know. When you're the first one, you don't have to do a whole lot when it comes to names, like the Wolverine or something. You'd be like, hey, it's John Carter, the Man of Mars, you know? And it's like, what? Nobody remembers Man of Mars now because it's old and the name doesn't stick with you, right? It's not catchy enough. They've really figured out marketing now, so now if a name sucks, it's like intentional. You can just tell. Let's see. I'm trying to think of a good pose for Red Hood. We're going to kind of have them running and gunning. You know what? In the new 50, not new 52, but the new DC comics, I feel like Grifter's still in there, right? I feel like that would be a good fight, Grifter versus Red Hood. Has that been done yet? I have no idea. So I'm going to try to get the gesture in, and then I'll come back and like figure out costume details and all that. And if you're enjoying the stream, go ahead and click that like button, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. Also, if you click the share button and then hit copy link, you don't have to share this with anybody, but if you do that, apparently it tells the algorithm, hey, this guy's cool, and then it'll help me out. So, just a thought. I think he's going to have another gun going that way. Let me pull up some better reference on my laptop real quick. I'm seeing quite a few images of him with a sword, which I don't remember from like early on. Like I remember him just being he had guns and he was like actually killing people. But now he also apparently is a sword master. So I like the jacket though. I really like the jacket. It kind of reminds me of Rogue's jacket from the early 90s costume. Let's freshen this up. It's this angle that I'm sitting at. I tend to make the torso too long. And then I make the belt too low, and then their butt's hanging out. And I know Roman likes that, but not everybody does, so. Sorry I'm picking on you, Roman. It's a sign of affection. It really is. Fantastic dynamic pose. Thank you. Thank you. Unfortunately, I made his legs too long. Now, if this was a 90s Rob Liefeld comic, it would be totally okay. But it's not, so actually, might not have been too far off. Hey, look at this. We're drawing feet, Roman. So remember what I told you about drawing feet from the side? So you get down here. The back part kind of has a heel that arches out. And then this line's important for where the foot's pointing. And you do something like that. Yeah. Not great with the words right now. Not a wordsmith, but... and something like that, right? Clean up that area. The ankle bone lines up with the back, where the back of the leg meets the heel. That's where the ankle bone's going to be. It's kind of a diamond shape, like that. Just going to add some shadow here. I feel like that part's going to be kind of in shadow. Beautiful coffee at 12:30 at night. I will be up till the crack of dawn. and regret all my decisions in the morning. Alright, he's got a bat symbol on his chest. Let me see this thing. This 0.9 just feels a little thick right now. I'm going to grab my 0.5. Try to start cleaning this guy up. Just cleaning up some stray lines. So I come in for some tighter pencils. You know, the funny thing is when I see like other professional comic artists on their streams or in their videos, I feel like I'm way messier and way looser than most of them. And maybe that's just from experience on their part. Like there's like I know where things are going to be and how this is going to work out. I'm always like, man, I just always feel like I have way more to clean up, or I'm just way looser and just throwing down a lot more extra lines. But no, maybe not. Maybe I'm perfectly fine. You guys ever compare yourself to like David Finch? Like, man, it's insane stuff that he's doing. And you compare like his sketches to your sketches, and you're like, shit. Oh, drawing feet from a side profile was relatively easy for me. It's when I'm trying to draw feet from a forward-facing profile for my characters and run into issues with in the bottom of the feet as well. Yeah, your bottom feet tips definitely look great. Can't wait to implement them. Flying kick action pose, definitely. Yeah, it's like a figure eight, but distorted. Easiest way I can put it. So. And if you're doing, all right, let me break these out again quick. Show you one more thing on the foot, real quick. A 3/4 foot from like a straight on profile. Right. Anyway, let's say this is the leg, right? Knee here. Ankles. So the ankles they're not equal. Equal height. Like that. This one is slightly lower, right? Slightly lower like that. And then you can do the foot kind of locks in between. You can do something like that. Trying to think of how to actually, let's do it. So these ankle bones are like a little off center, but in between, the foot kind of locks in right there.
when you're drawing your foot from the front, jeez, you can see a little bit of the heel. And something like that. I drew the ankle bones really big, but just to emphasize. So you kind of got this overall shape here of the top of the foot. You got the heel back here. Right, that's the heel. You got the top of the foot locking in between the ankles. And then these are basically the toes. And then the fifth one kind of poking out over there. It's kind of like that. How about open toes? Say if I'm drawing a primitive warrior type barefoot. Yeah, okay. Basically this. It's super simplified. You'll want to, figure out how to draw toes and figure out your shape. But yeah, no problem, Romy. The more you practice this, the better you'll get, and then get more detailed on the actual anatomy. But once you get that, the actual anatomy drawing will come faster and easier. So there we go. Oh yeah, back to this. Let me pull up my reference again. Yeah, thanks, dude.
one sec. Just my dog upstairs making noise.
Scared the shit out of me.
All right.
So sometimes I see Red Hood wearing like really tight pants, and then sometimes it looks like pants that just happen to be skinny jeans. I don't know. Are there knee pads on them? Kind of looks like there's knee pads on this one, so that's easy enough to do. Like that. Oh. All right. I'm starting to lose steam, so I think I'm going to call it quits here. While the stream still looks pretty good. So that left leg muscle looks inappropriate.
Yeah. Yeah, it does. Or, maybe it's not a leg muscle. I'll leave it up to you, Roman. You're super inappropriate anyway. So, it's a stream tonight. Dynamic anatomy. Covered hands and feet. A lot of feet just for you, Roman. I know you're a foot guy. Got this sexy lady, and we got Grifter with his sexy chest hair. So, I'm gonna call it quits. And appreciate you guys being here. Roman, thanks for showing up. You are MVP tonight, buddy. Thanks for being here. And that's it. I'll post another poll probably tomorrow for the next stream. Yep. Fun stream, brother. Stay safe. You too, bud. All right, guys. Don't forget to subscribe. Check out my Manga Burst Code. It's on Amazon. And it's only $1. So, check it out. All right, guys. Stay safe. Bye.